Well, hello there. Let me share something with you that transformed my understanding of success. It's about the order in which we approach achieving a goal. And I've seen this make such a major difference for so many of my clients over so many years. Here's the simple truth. Most people have the success formula completely backwards. They believe they have to have things first: a car, a house, a status, a massive email list, thousands of followers, so they can do certain things, attend the right events, make the right connections, and finally be successful. Now, I know that this approach rarely works. Let me explain why. I remember working with a consultant who was struggling to increase his fees. They kept saying to me, Peter, once I have a more impressive car, once I have more connections on LinkedIn, then I could get more high-level client meetings, and then I'll be the kind of consultant who can charge these premium rates you keep talking about. Now, you can see the mistake, can't you? He was stuck in the have, do, be mindset. Whereas the real success formula is completely the other way around. It is always be, do, have. First, we must be the person we wish to become. This means taking on the mindset of that person, the values, the identity of someone who operates at that level. Because when we change who we are, our identity, our actions naturally follow. Let me give you a practical example. When I mentor somebody who wants to charge higher fees, we don't start by discussing what they need to have. Instead, we begin by exploring how a highly paid consultant thinks, acts, and presents themselves. We focus on being that person first. And then once they step into that identity, they naturally do the things that type of person does. They act with quiet confidence. They communicate their value clearly. They set appropriate boundaries. They focus on client outcomes rather than the amount of time they spend, and they stop being needy. And because they're being and doing the right things, they naturally begin to have the results they want: higher fees, better clients, greater impact, increased recognition, more time for the other areas of their lives. And here's something crucial that I've learned over the years. People will never consistently do who they aren't, but people will consistently do who they are. This was so powerfully brought to life when I began training a sales team at a large printing company. And one of the salesmen asked me this. He said, Peter, how can I become the sales manager? This was my advice. I said, start being the sales manager, dress like the sales manager, speak like the sales manager, walk like the sales manager. And he took it on board. He started arriving early. He was taking a more strategic view of things. He was helping other members of the sales team. And within just a few months, the directors looked at him and realized they were already seeing the sales manager, and they promoted him to the role. True story. Here's what makes this whole idea so powerful. When we start with being, we don't need to force ourselves to take action. The actions naturally flow. It's part of who we are. It's like a fish swimming in water. It doesn't need to remind itself to move through the water. It's simply being who it is. The transformation takes place at the identity level. When we decide to be the type of person we want to be, then our actions align with that identity, and then the results naturally flow. Think about it this way. Would we rather try to act like a successful person while feeling like an imposter, or actually be that successful person and have our actions flow naturally from the identity? So here's the challenge. Instead of focusing on what you need to have, ask yourself this: who do I need to be to achieve my goals? Then start being that identity. Remember, long-term change happens at the identity level. Once we become the person we want to be and the actions flow, then naturally, as I've seen time after time after time, we will get the success that we want. We've got to be that person first, and then everything follows along. You gather I'm passionate about this. So if you've enjoyed this video, there's plenty more of my videos about here. And if you wish to be notified when I post a new one, which I do regularly, then just hit that subscribe button. And in the meantime, I wish you every success in all your adventures in life as you be, do, and have whatever you set your heart and mind upon. From me, Peter Thomson, until the next time, goodbye for now.